Hello, Algebra 1. Today we are going to be reviewing for your Unit 5 quiz, which is on Monday. So go ahead and open your packet, and you need to find this sheet, which should be the very last one in your notes packet. So the first question we have is, which is the solution to the inequality below? So we're going to go ahead and start by solving. We'll just subtract 12 on each side. And we should get x is less than -3. But be careful, we're looking for which of these is a solution to x is less than -3. So you don't have to graph this, but you certainly could. We'd have an open dot going to the left. Now let's look at the options. -3 is not going to work because this is an open dot. -2 is here, so it's not this one either. 9 would be all the way over here, but it's -4 that would actually be a solution because it's the only one that's less than -3. At least 40 people need to sign up for us to be able to go on the ski trip. At least means greater than or equal to, and so that is D. Number 3, we're going to solve for x. Remember, you have a 1 in front of this x. And when we go ahead and divide by a negative, remember your inequality symbol is always going to flip. So this becomes x is less than -5 divided by -1 is a +5. Number 4, we're going to need to solve this first before we can figure out the graph. We're going to divide by -3 on both sides. Remember what we just said, we have to flip our symbol over. So we should have a closed dot and we should be going to the left. Number 5, which equation represents the following graph? Well, the first thing I notice is that I have a solid line and I'm shading down. That means that I'm going to have a less than or equal to symbol. Less than because I'm shading down, equal to because of that solid line. So that gets rid of this one. And that's the only one. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and find the slope. I'm going up 1, right 2, a +1/2. And the only option that has that is letter C. All right, next, which graph represents the solutions to 4x plus 3y equals 12? Again, if we're graphing, we want to solve for y first, so we'll subtract our 4x over. And then we'll go ahead and divide by 3. We are not flipping our symbol because we're dividing by a +3. And we'll just get -4/3 x plus 4. So we should have a line that is going downhill, which gets rid of option D. We should also have an a dotted line because we just have a greater than. So that means we are at A or B. And then finally, this is a greater than, so we should be shading above, which means it's going to be this one, letter B. And again, we want the dotted line, not the solid line. All right, now let's practice some regular solving. What we're going to go ahead and do first is get our x's on one side. I always like to move the smaller x first, so I'm going to add 2x over. That's going to give me 5x plus 9 is greater than a -11. Make sure that negative comes down. And then we'll subtract our 9 on both sides. 5x is greater than -20. And then finally divide. We are not flipping the symbol because the 5 is a positive. We're going to get x is greater than -4. You want a 0, not an x. Make sure it's a 0. A -4. You'll have an open dot above the -4 and it will be going to the right. All right, let's try another one. Similar to one we solved before, we're going to divide by -1. Be careful, that makes our 10 positive. It flips the symbol. But then in order to graph, remember your variable always has to come first. So now we're going to flip the whole thing over again. This is what we're graphing. 0, 10. There's the lines, so we want the closed dot and it's pointing to the right. There you go. All right, before we get to graphing, I want you to add one more problem down at the bottom. We'll call it problem 8.5. Let's just do this problem. So you have one very similar to this on your quiz. It just didn't show up on the review, so we're going to go over it right now. Remember that when you are dividing by a number, you could think of this as a 1/6. We can either multiply by the reciprocal, so multiply by 6 over 1, or you can just think of it as it's dividing by 6, so I need to multiply by 6. We are not flipping the symbol because this is a positive. 3 times 6 is 18. And again, because it has the equal to, that means you're going to have a solid dot. Make sure it's over the 18, and then follow the arrow. We're going to the left. All right, 2 more we're graphing. So the first one, again, if we're graphing, we need to solve for y. Let's go ahead and add our 2x over first. Remember, these cannot combine. Just bring down your 2x plus 18. And then go ahead, divide by 3. We are not flipping the symbol. 18 divided by 3 is 6. All right, so now we're going to graph this like a normal line. We're going to start up at 6. We're going to go up 2, right 3. But we're going to be really careful because we're just kind of used to automatically drawing a line. We want to make sure our line is dotted. And it's going to be dotted because we just have a greater than, not greater than or equal to. Greater than means shade up, and so you're going to go above, and we're going to shade in all this here. All right, our last one, x is less than or equal to 6. Remember HIVX. This is an x, so it's going to be a vertical line. Find 6 on your x-axis. It does have the equal to, so you can go ahead and draw, and then go ahead and draw your solid vertical line. Okay, now remember, we can't shade up and down with this one, so because it's vertical, but since it says less than 6, you're just going to find the side that has numbers less than 6, and that's on the left. So we'll shade left. All right, so what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to show this completed note sheet to your sub. And then you should either be working on missing work, worksheet 1, 2, 3, or start working on your review. Okay, tomorrow you will be reviewing again, and your quiz will be on Monday. All right, I hope you have a great day. Bye.